How does chronic stress physically change the brain? Brain size. Chronic, or long-term, stress can affect the size of your brain and even its genetic makeup. Many of these physical changes happen as a result of high cortisol levels and changes to the way your brain functions under prolonged stress. For instance, according to 2008 research trusted source, long-term exposure to cortisol can shrink the prefrontal cortex, the area of your brain involved with planning and making decisions. Research from 2016 found higher cortisol levels were directly linked to a lower volume of many parts of the prefrontal cortex. Stuck on repeat. One theory is that over time, emotional responses to stress become a vicious cycle in the brain. If your brain keeps activating a stress response in more situations, it may cause the parts of your brain that get more use, like the amygdala, to strengthen. Other areas that get less use as a result, the prefrontal cortex, can become smaller with less use. Smaller capacity for memory and emotional regulation. Long-term stress is also linked to a smaller hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for emotion processing and memory. Gene expression. In addition, stress can affect your brain's DNA through epigenetics, a process in which your environment interacts with and can suppress or activate family genes. For example, according to 2016 research trusted source, stress caused by childhood trauma is connected with epigenetic changes to the brain's DNA and HPA axis. These changes then impact your brains and your response to stress. Long-term stress and exposure to cortisol can change the way your brain functions over time, noticeably impacting your memory, emotions, and mental health. Difficulty processing emotions. Emotional regulation is a key function of the hippocampus, but long-term stress can get in the way of this process. In particular, the hippocampus is negatively impacted. Trusted source. When stress reduces the plasticity